Hello friends, it's Trent from No Dry County. You're about to get hit with a truckload of bad truth coming straight from Adam and Michael, Scenic Yellow Dog Studio, Wimberley, Texas.
From the celebrated Yellow Dog Studios in the heart of Wimberley, Texas, you're listening to the Bad Truth Podcast with your hosts Michael and Adam.
What, Adam? What?
So the Pussy POV podcast that Stacy and Aaron are a part of.
First edit within the first 10 seconds.
Dude,
I got to do now.
We already
Okay.
Well, what they got edited by Instagram. That's why it's PVSSY.
I meant for this podcast now.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Shoot.
All right.
They're using King B microphones.
Not the blue.
Not the blue USB, but King B.
What is King B? Is it still round?
Yeah, it's still around. I've met him through the Gibson rep in Austin, Mark and Cody, and they I think there's some guys at Left Blue that started making microphones. And
What mic am I on right now?
You are on the Shure SM7,
And you?
and I am on a Telefunken 421, which all of these studio nerds will be like, what the?
And they're on a King B,
And they're on a King B.
which is how many King Bs can you buy to add both of these together?
To make it, yeah, I know. How many King Bs make a hive? Man, come on.
So I was at the
track.
I was at the Dripping Springs. Did I say that city right?
Drinking Springs?
Yeah, Dripping Springs. Starbucks.
Yeah.
I left my fucking clean canteen at home, and now I had a lot of stuff to do today, and I got rattled, and I left it. And now it's like the worst feeling when you leave that thing.
I wonder why you walked in with a plastic cup.
Yeah, I have a plastic cup.
Because you don't care about the environment anymore?
Well, you might notice with this plastic cup, there's no lid or straw.
Yeah. So you're saving. Nice.
Guess how hard it was to not get a lid? It's almost against their policy.
Oh, because they kept wanting. Are you sure?
No, like they're supposed to. Oh. Like you have to ask them, and then they have to say, okay, we'll not give you a lid. Like they're supposed, as told to me from the Dripping Springs Starbucks, you take it up with them.
Yes.
They have to give you a lid.
Is it because of lawsuits and such?
Well, she said they don't in Canada. They don't have to give you a lid in Canada.
But in the United States,
you have to get a lid.
Wow.
The plastic cup guy, warehouse full of them, demands that they all go out.
Everybody gets a lid. Like, do the numbers get off? Like cups per lid? And
yeah,
then
I just got one person got laid off now because there's one less.
Because you didn't want a lid.
Right. Now they have an extra lid, which pushes the order back.
Yeah. You screwed it all up.
So I asked for no lid. I literally had to ask 3 times for no lid.
That's amazing.
No, we have to give you a lid, sir.
And all you were preventing was because you were just going to throw it in the recycle bin. You were trying to prevent one other thing going to recycling.
Yeah. Now I'm only, have the birds evolved to digest plastic yet?
No. They're working on it, though.
Damn it.
Remember when you'd have to cut the 6-pack rings? I still do.
They still do. Bars do. I see bartenders do that all the time. I think they're supposed to.
Yeah. That means because people are still dumping crap into the ocean. That's why.
Do I need a King B?
I think you might need a King B. I don't know, but you're on the rock and roll mic. It's an SM7.
7.
SM7B, to be exact.
I don't know.
That's the rock and roll vocal mic.
What are we doing?
We are in beautiful Wimberley, Texas at Yellow Dog Studios recording the Bad Truth Podcast. Let's talk about streaming. And I don't mean back there at the river.
Dripping stream?
Dripping streams.
Or crossing streams.
No, we're not talking about crossing streams. That can happen when you're on the road.
Well, I just read that SoundCloud is not going away.
They're not going away.
Which always means
they're going away.
They're going away.
Well, let's talk about who owns SoundCloud?
I don't know. I did 0 work for this one.
Good.
I should just be sitting here in a male U.S. mail outfit.
Well, and it could have changed now, but last I knew, Warner Brothers owned SoundCloud, and there's a whole big deal actually with
The WB?
the WB.
They own CW, don't they?
They do, and what other many stations? They just had the best. They had Animaniacs, so I used to love that when I was younger. But there was a whole big deal about a year and a half ago when Warner Brothers was acquiring SoundCloud about who actually owns your songs. Because buried in the agreement after Warner Brothers was purchasing SoundCloud, they suddenly become the owners, a partial owner. They can get percentages of licensing if songs were being used to commercials or movies or things like that.
Is there a contract? All right, you have a song.
Yeah.
Is there a contract or something that you click accept on when you send your song to SoundCloud?
Yeah, and YouTube and all those.
But okay, you're a producer,
Yes.
engineer.
Yes.
Do you do any mastering?
I do every once in a while.
Where in the process do you encode the songs with the song encoding things?
In mastering.
There's the two things. Where are the it's the UPC,
The UPC, the ISRC codes, and now
the IRSC code.
ISRC.
What does that stand for? Do you know?
I do not remember what ISRC stands for.
I do. I do know
I
what
bet
it is.
you can look it up. Are you going to look it up? Hey, what's that thing with pages?
I'm
that
looking
you've
it up
got?
right now.
It's the International Sound Recording Code.
Why is the question? Are you Canadian?
The A. I'm wondering, did I get it right?
It's the International Standard Recording Code.
Standard. I was so close.
So that goes for each song
So basically,
separately. And if you have multiple versions of the same song, here's the edited one, here's the one with the cuss words in it, here's the one where we changed it, here's the remix, dance mix. Each one of those has to have a separate
ISRC,
which stands for
International. What was it?
International
International
Standard Recording Code
Standard Recording
for the
Code.
songs. But the UPC code, oh my God, this is way too much information. I'm flipping to see what that is. Do you know what that one's for?
The UPC is for sales. ISRC is for
That's the Universal
tracking.
Product Code.
Yeah. So that's basically for sales of like, it's the code that, the code that you have on the back, you can actually, it's not, the UPC code isn't encoded into the songs the same way because you can technically buy the songs as individual songs, but the UPC code will go on like for
A whole group of songs.
yeah, like so you have your album, and so you can have a UPC code on the back of your download card and stuff like that. ISRC is what everybody tracks. So for radio airplay, for streaming, for sales, for that every version of your song, so that one song will have the same ISRC code across whatever platforms.
Does your band have that
Yes.
for every single song?
Yeah.
And different versions of the same song? If
And
you
so
did.
we haven't released different versions of the same song yet.
All right.
But that ISRC code will go on to like, so we've been a part of compilations, and that's the same code. So some of those songs that have gone on the compilation records, that code has gone on.
And there's the ISWC.
What's the ISWC?
I know. It's the International Standard Musical Work Code. Oh my God. It's used for a part of your common information system. It identifies the musical work worldwide. Because I think you have to get different codes for those same songs if they're released in different countries.
Well, no. What you do is you have a country code in your ISRC code. So
For
that
each
way
country
they
it's
know
going to be in.
that no.
You do it for every country.
They just know that one code. They'll know it's from the United States instantly based on your ISRC. Because I know people that will actually get like Canadian ISRC codes.
Why is this important for bands doing it yourself, putting out your own music? Why is it important to have those two codes?
Because that is what tracks your song for wherever it's going.
And you have to pay for this.
Yeah, you have to pay for it. And most of them, like I think CD Baby and like the TuneCores, you can ask them to give you ISRC codes. They'll
Wait, now that's yours, not theirs.
or anybody. So like basically what'll happen is, so say I'm mastering a record or I'm sending it off to master. So if it's a young band, they'll have like, and they don't want to get their own band ISRC code, they can go and say, okay, CD Baby is going to give me my ISRC codes. I'm paying them their $20 to get ISRC codes. So then when they're getting ready to upload the master to CD Baby to go out to iTunes, Spotify, all that stuff, they'll then email me over the ISRC codes for every song, and then I will input it into the master, so that way the CD has the same codes that's on the online stuff. So when somebody pops their disc into their computer to rip it into iTunes, it's got the same ISRC codes. If we're doing singles and we have to do a single CD, it has the right ISRC codes. I mean, just so that everybody has the correct ISRC codes.
And they don't put their own brand on that? They don't put a UPC code on there?
They'll do, I think that you can have them do a UPC code, but
it has to be
for
yours, though.
CD sales. Well, that'll be the code across the thing. So basically,
Well, sometimes you know where I'm getting at. Sometimes you go to these third party, what's the word again? Aggregator?
yes, aggregate. That's the word you haven't said it yet.
Aggregator.
I feel like we're going to have a bell sound for every time we say aggregator.
Yeah, we will. So that's the third party site. But what happens a lot of times when you go to some of these sites, and especially with the distribution for these streaming, they put their own on there instead of yours that you own outright. And so then when you try to cross stream and put things, I'm using the word stream again.
Cross streams.
When you try to cross stream and put them on other sites, those sites go, oh, you don't actually own that. You can't put that. Or this YouTube clip that you put up, you have to take that down of your song that you wrote because you don't own that.
Yeah.
Because the third party that you sent your songs to be put on a streaming service put their own on there, and that becomes their song. So if the paperwork's not lined up and they see all these different things, or you don't even have one at all and they just put one on it, guess where the money goes? I know where it doesn't go.
Yeah, it doesn't go to you.
Yeah, and if there's a fight or an argument over that, it doesn't go anywhere. Or if the paperwork doesn't line up, like there's conflicting things on the paperwork, it just sits there in limbo. And you don't get that .007 from Spotify.
Well, and it's funny too, like I decided for St Analogue, enough people had asked me about Reverb Nation, like, and not even people, I'm not going to say people did, industry people were just like, where's your Reverb Nation page? So I was like, fine, I'll just set up a St Analogue Reverb Nation page. And that thing constantly wants to take, and it's like, we'll take your songs and put them under iTunes, under this, that, and we'll put you on a Spotify.
An aggregator, like, third party.
They're trying to get the rights to my songs, or at least
unless you already have those for each song before they even get it.
Yeah, which I do, but they're still trying to get in there and be like, we'll take it down and we'll put it back up and do all this.
And then also what they some of them try to do is there will be a clause on there for the distribution where after a certain amount of time, it reverts back to where they want it to go.
Yeah.
And then you don't have control over it. You lost control of where your songs are going after that.
And suddenly...
You have to read the fine print, because whatever you sign at the end, that's it.
Yeah.
So, you got to. They have a lot of those. That's a common thing that I've read. That's a common thing in the contracts deep down in there when you sign for these third party sites that want to put your stuff on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. It reverts back. The control reverts back to them after a certain amount of date. Now, why would they put that in there?
Yeah.
Why would you have a clause like that for where your stuff's going?
They just want to make sure that if something happens, they've got control.
So if a music supervisor comes along
and says, "Hey,
this paperwork why are there so many codes on top of codes?"
Yep.
Where's the money going to?
Yeah. There's going to be a money trail that's going to take years.
What streaming service do you like?
I like Spotify.
You like the .007? Some argue it's a .01 cents.
I haven't quite figured out who's paying what. I do know that for the longest time when Taylor Swift had her uproar for the whole Apple thing and she wrote the letter to Apple or whatever, all that stuff, the funniest part about that was at that point Apple was paying less than Spotify. And so it was just like, ta-da, ta-da, ta. Just do a little research. That's all you got to do. It's like, yay, she got them to pay the artists for the 3-month free trial, but they were still paying less than other people.
That's insane, right there.
So that is, there you go.
Which record was that? Which record was that again?
Well, she had done it with her whole entire catalog.
Oh, okay.
And then let's fast forward to her after standing up for the rights of artists. She put her entire catalog on Spotify the day that Katy Perry released an album. So, which was kind of nuts because they're having their little feud. Yeah. And I'm just like, the whole thing of her standing up for all this stuff. And then she's like, okay, it's been 2 years. I'm going to go back and do this.
So you have to have a copyright before you even start any of this, of all your songs, right?
Yeah.
So you have to copyright them, and then you have to get the, what was it again? International
ISRC.
Standard
Recording code.
Jesus.
And technically, then you can get an ISRC before you get a copyright. You can get your code right up because there's quite a few people that don't actually get their copyrights for a while.
Should you get all that before a manager?
You should. One of the many things you should do before a manager.
I also read recently, for all you aspiring bands that think that you have to have a manager, this thing recommends, unless you're making $2,000 a week gross from all your music stuff, concerts and merch and CDs and whatever has to do music wise, unless you're making $2,000 a week, you don't need a manager.
What?
You don't need a manager.
But what about my college buddy?
No. No, you can have personalized management, like someone per pay to do something like do this or do that and then be done with it.
Yeah.
But maybe someone that knows how to put your stuff on sites.
There you go.
What job is that? Can I do that job?
Oh, dude, you want to? Because I've been doing it for some people. So would you like to?
Yeah, I need to learn how to
upload and do all that stuff.
Put people's UPC codes on stuff. I'll put you an aggregator. Make sure you don't have 60-day revert back to you're screwed.
Yeah, to you. I saw that.
Because the radio thing's not going to work out for me.
I don't. You never know.
I just don't want to. It's like going to the dentist walking in some of these radio stations.
Yeah.
You're waiting.
They don't want to talk to you. And then until you're on air.
They're put out. They can't do anything.
Yeah.
What are they going to do for you?
There's some good radio stations out there.
Yeah, but what is it going to do for you?
Well,
versus streaming?
There you go.
You want your song on the you want your song on the radio, or do you want it streamed on another site where people can buy it? Like preferably straight from the source, from your own website.
There you go.
Can people buy what's your band again?
St Analogue. Thanks, sir.
Essay. Is that funny? Essay. All right. Can they do that directly from a website?
Yes. They can from many websites.
And merch?
And no, we haven't set up.
You third party, you aggregator?
No, we actually just tell people, hey, if you want some merch, just message us.
Right. That's what we're doing with our hats.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't need to give somebody a percentage.
Dude, I walk in the post office and they're like, selling more hats? They don't even have this. I don't even have to like hit the thing that says, are there any harmful chemicals or anything? That first
they know.
thing. They know. They see me walk up there with the box and they go, more hats?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I know. You better get some more boxes. They're running low.
Yeah,
I ship these things in boxes. Yeah. So you don't have a third-party merch site on your?
No, I haven't done that because nobody's requesting.
I think that's dumb at the start to have a third-party. It's the same thing with your CDs and the streaming. It's like if you can drive traffic to your own website where your actual songs are streaming on there a little bit, and then you can actually buy the stuff from your own web. You think that would be preferable? That's straight from the
straight from the source.
Yeah.
Well, I think
you want to drink upstream or downstream.
Well, there you go. You know what I wonder is, and I'm curious to know if I feel like the website now is your EPK, and like fans aren't going to your website. They go to your Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. They might go to your tour page to see where's your shows. But other than that, no one's going to your site to to check out the new music video and stuff like that. They just type it into YouTube. They type it into Facebook. They type it into that,
It'd be nice if there was a way to drive fans to a website that had all of those into one. Why go to Twitter? Why go to this? Why go to that? Those should be the ones that drive you to the website. I think the social media should drive fans to the website.
But what's happening is,
so you make all the money, so you don't go through the third party.
But what happens is people don't want to get off whatever piece of social media they're using. It's annoying to click something on Facebook and it opens up another page, or Twitter and it opens up another page. And
they don't want to read a website and have to zoom in on their phone
and do that. Well, and honestly,
just wait 6 months. That phone will be twice as big, and then you can read everything on there.
Yeah. Well, look at the frustration now isn't even about the size of the print and stuff like that. The frustration is when you click out of whatever social media thing you're using, and to read an article, there's going to be pop-up ads, and there's going to be multiple. I mean, I hate reading the news anymore online. Like, I'd love to go back to a newspaper at this point, because if I'm on CNN or BBC's or something, I'll start reading an article, and then all of a sudden there's a video that pops up or something that's based on what I looked at on Amazon the day before. And it's just like, come on, let me just be able to read the article. But then again, then you have to pay for it.
They give you what, like three? But they give you three, right?
What's that?
You can click on it 3 times and read the article, but then after that, it knows who you are and it won't let you.
Oh, is that what it is? I didn't know that.
The news sites and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. That happens all the time.
What's like the Weather Channel app? I went away from the Weather Channel app on my iPhone because it's got so many ads that it won't even run the app half the time. So I'm like, I just went to a third party.
It says, I'm seeing here, I'm looking this up. You can purchase 100,000 ISRC codes for $80.
There you go.
If you go to the usisrc.org/ I don't know what it's.
Why do you need 100,000 ISRC codes
for $80? It's a package deal. It's bundling. How many remixes of your songs are you going to do?
None.
Well, it's $80 for forever.
That's what it is.
And you can just throw them on there. For
if
all
you're a
their
little
stuff.
label or something like that, if we were to do something like that where we helped out bands,
I can make an $80 investment,
and then
I can just be charging people. Maybe we should off air this.
Shit. I just want them to get their codes so their
they don't
shit
get screwed.
Doesn't get lost. Yeah, that's basically it.
Because I mean, look, CDs and vinyl, even though it's gone way, way, way down in sales, it's still by far, the most thing selling. But streaming keeps, nickel and diming its way up. A lot of people you're still getting their music through streaming services and stuff like that, but. I mean, as a working musician or a band, I mean, you're not going to make your living off that. You're going to have to tour.
Yeah.
You have to actually play some shows. You're going to have to sell some merch. You're going to have to connect with your fans, play the right venues. We've talked about this over and over again.
Yep. And when you're out touring.
Hey, go to my Spotify. Should you tell people to go to Spotify?
Honestly, I'm all about promoting streaming. I hate to say it because no matter what, if you get into the argument of Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, you know what the number one streaming music service is by far? YouTube.
Yeah.
Like destroys all the other streaming services. And so if everybody wants to complain about what they're making on Spotify and all that stuff, well, YouTube's number one, so get into that. But, I mean, honestly, here's the deal. With streaming services, you get things like you can see where people are streaming your music. You can tell what cities people are streaming your music in. You can tell what countries people are streaming your music in instantly. You can see how many followers you are. Then you can turn around and booking. You can help and be like, hey, Houston's my number one town. Look how many, I've got 50,000 streamers in Houston. Book me, I mean, it has an actual tool that you can use.
Only if you have the proper codes on your songs.
Well, yeah.
That are yours.
Once it, honestly, I don't even know if the streaming services will do it put up anything without codes. The thing is you want to make sure you own your codes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Beware. Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. Uploader beware. Bam. It's a weird world based on if you look at hell, you and I, starting back in those 90s when people were still selling millions of albums.
I remember people would put CDs out with no barcode on the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They wanted to hurry up and get it out there.
And they didn't know, they couldn't prove how many CDs they had sold.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know how many CDs, because there was no legitimate way. What is the RIAA, whatever?
Yeah.
What's that stand for? Man, you're just failing today.
I just know the acronyms. I don't know the... You've got the book. It's the...
I'm looking.
I've gotten paid by the RIAA.
You did?
Yeah. All you got to do is go into RIAA's website and put your name in, and they'll tell you if you have any back royalties. I got paid for stuff in Dublin, stuff in Japan, and stuff in some other country. Back royalties for radio airplay.
Yeah, that's what hands out the awards for gold and...
Recording Industry Association of America.
For gold and platinum records.
Yeah. Well, that's it, too. There you go. There's the other side of it.
What, so...
And RIAA, Thriller is, I think, like number 4, number 5, somewhere. It's not number 1.
Yeah, the
But worldwide.
Recording Industry Association of America.
But worldwide, Thriller is the biggest selling record of all time. It's fucking Thriller.
They also track. I don't think they track sales. They track shipped, right?
Well, there was a time that it was shipped, and then that's when people like Kiss got busted. Double platinum.
They were just buying all their own records.
Well, they went based on ships, so they shipped 2 million albums out, and then who knows how many actually sold.
I bought one.
Double platinum?
The live?
Or no, the silver one, the silver Kiss album called Double Platinum.
Oh, I don't know if they named the album Double Platinum.
Yeah,
I remember that
and
now.
it shipped Double Platinum and all this sort of stuff. Well, there was a whole deal back in the day where you would ship out 1 million albums. About, say, 250,000 of those got returned. And then the returns would get back charged to the band. So the band would be like, oh, okay, so the label would be like, okay, well, we shipped out 1 million, but 250,000 of them got shipped back at $7 an album. We have to recoup, 7 times $250,000.
We're back in the old studio again.
Yeah,
recording right now.
Yeah,
it's a lot warmer. It's warmer in this one.
It is a little warmer in this one.
You're glistening.
I feel like I'm glistening. It is warm out, and then I shut the door to the AC just so it wouldn't be so noisy.
Can we get some air in here?
Oh, we can.
You have a fire extinguisher. This is like safe,
dude. I try to be safe.
Is that coded? What's the code for that? It has to be in arm's distance, right?
Is it?
I don't know.
I can roll over there.
Streaming.
The
water is streaming,
dude. Here's the problem. People stream. That's just the decision has been made.
I'm fanning myself with the book I brought.
Well, first you brought a book.
I know, I brought a book. This is a great book. I should tell people what this book is.
Yeah, tell what the book is. What is it?
It came out in 2015. You know how everything's changing?
Yeah.
But the book is called Navigating the New Music Business as a DIY and Indie. It's by Angela K. Durden. That's Durden.
Tyler Durden?
Angela K. Durden. It's cool. It's a cool book. A lot of it is a lot of information, a lot of resources to go to online, and there's a lot of really great interviews, mainly interviews with music professionals of all kinds. And it does have the streaming section in here, and it explains a lot of stuff that we've been talking about. It has a lot of other stuff about digital distribution. It's a great book about what to do and what your expectations are and how to protect yourself.
Well, here's a question for you, Michael. I want to know what do you think would be the best decision for a band? So, TuneCore made a deal with HBO.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay.
And the show Girls?
I never watched. Maybe I did. No.
I think I watched like the first season, but I never really got into it. I think season 3 or 4.
It's the girl who's super comfortable with herself.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Anyway, they made a deal with TuneCore that for a season, their entire soundtrack was going to be TuneCore artists. Part of that being, if you don't have to pay the full licensing fee if you've got an indie band that's going to be like, oh man, I'm going to be on the show Girls. Heck yeah, however much you're going to give us, whatever.
The money has dropped significantly for all those things.
And so this was their way of not having to pay record labels, for their things, because they were using all indie music that was on TuneCore.
Less paperwork. They don't have to deal with managers and labels and publishers.
And ultimately, they don't have to pay as much money.
No, it's all right there.
So if you were a young band, it's an exposure gig. And would you be like, hell yeah, I want my song on the show Girls?
If the song was on there and it was properly, like they knew who it was, who sang it, where to get it.
It's going to be at all that is going to be at the end credits.
Yeah. Wasn't Grey's Anatomy doing that back in the day? When I say back in the day, that's probably since the last time I saw an episode.
Well, they were all still artists on the label. They were just artists you didn't hear of until they were on Grey's.
Right, just like the iTunes commercials a lot of times.
Yeah. Yep.
But you didn't know who it was on the iTunes commercial.
Yeah.
They just play the song, but I don't think you knew who it was.
I think
right?
at Grey's they actually put down like whatever the song was and in the credit, not the end credits, but actually like over while
I think for something like that, you got to weigh the monetary value versus the exposure and what you project that exposure could do for you as far as getting you in a door that was previously closed. So you want to go play a venue and no one knows who you are, and then does the owner or the promoter of that venue go, oh well, they were on this big huge hit TV show, or they were on the credit song of some movie.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Well,
does that impress you? Do you think that brings people in? Because some people, because not okay. You say no because some people are like on the Voice and American Idol.
Yeah.
Not the winners, but they were on the show.
Yeah.
Does that bring a crowd in?
I'm curious about that. I'm really curious about that because I see, you see people that will advertise. I was second runner up on, Nashville Star.
Yeah.
Do people go see that? I don't know. I want to know.
They see you for the music, or they see you because it's someone that they saw on TV and they're just curious, but they're not really fans. It's more like it's a novelty.
Well,
so you risk becoming that, but just having a song on something, I don't think that's going to hurt you.
I don't think it's going to hurt you, except for the fact that you're not going to make. Now, here's the thing: you won't make the licensing money that you normally would.
No, but what if they put it onto Spotify as a soundtrack? Or they actually make a vinyl or a CD if they still do that. Now what happens? Because that's where the real money will come from.
You'll get your songwriting and your publishing royalties. I look at, I'll sometimes throw on some old MTV shows or something like that, and those were big for a couple of years. That at the bottom of the screen, they'll tell you the artist, the name of the song, and go to MTV.com and get this song, blah, blah, blah. And that'll happen like 5 times in an episode of a show, and I'll never be like, oh, that song is great, let me write it down. I'll be like, oh, that was a cool song, but then I'll just move on.
But some people might.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't think it hurts you.
Yeah.
I don't think it would hurt you. You might hurt you financially because you're not making any money.
Yeah.
It's like the fame comes way before the fortune.
But
a lot of famous broke people.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous broke people.
Yeah.
But from the other side of it, shouldn't they get paid I mean, as a show as an HBO show like Girls, shouldn't they pay the correct? Isn't it up to them to pay the correct licensing fee?
They're only going to pay what they can get away with.
Yeah.
If you're a small indie band, they're doing you a favor by doing them a favor by not having to go through all the hoops of a manager, a label, and the publisher.
Yeah.
The three people they have to deal with. And probably the administrator of that too.
But what? So Girls isn't going to put out a soundtrack.
I mean,
If they're lucky, they'll have a playlist on on Spotify. And
someone
Amazon
might make
and
a
stuff,
playlist or something. Yeah.
That's, I watch Preacher on AMC. What's cool about them is AMC does a playlist for Preacher because they always have cool songs on there. And you can actually hear the season songs on a playlist on Spotify that I'm subscribed to.
Right. Well, the shows
Which
on
is a great idea.
The Netflix shows have
Yeah.
records too, or they have a
They'll have
digital
both.
record.
I was going to say, they'll have both the actual score of the TV show and whatever music they licensed for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think that's a win. Just not money-wise.
Yeah. But it is exposure.
Exposure, and it may get you in a door, but then and then that's up to you.
Yeah. I mean, everything is always going to be up to you.
Well, should you even make a record?
Yes.
You think you should make a physical copy of a record?
I think
You should make a CD. What I'm saying, should you make a CD?
I think it depends on the market. I think that depends. If you're a touring band, especially going across the United States, I think you should have a CD. I know indie rock guys and stuff and rock and roll bands, they're still selling CDs at
Should
the
you
show.
should you go all out? Like, forget the stupid cardboard sleeve.
Yeah.
That's just gonna get lost on a stack of real CDs.
Yeah.
Do you go full out and get the full jewel case?
I think the digipack is the good, where it's safe for the environment, but it's like the plastic thing that holds the CD, and then it still kind of reminds you of a vinyl.
A keychain with the USB thing that has additional content on there, behind the scenes, studio recordings.
I think that
maybe
would be
some
cool.
hand drawn lyrics.
Did it work? Does it work? I'm curious about that. I mean,
Something that they can actually have
Yeah.
to take with them. Like, I feel like, the streaming is good, but I feel like sometimes fans want something tangible. They want a memento of the band that they just saw.
That's it. I think, you're making product for fans. Streaming is to get people in, is to show that you're being listened to. But once you're there, people do want vinyls, they want CDs, they want USBs, they want T-shirts, they want any way they can get cassettes.
Yeah, it's the opposite now. Before, you go see a band, you already had their record. You
Yeah.
never bought a record at a show.
You didn't buy a record at a show.
No, you already had it. That's why you're there. You were a fan.
Yeah.
But you thought it'd be cool to get a T-shirt or something. That was
Nowadays.
cool. Yeah, I want to get some. That's where the merch came from. Stuff that you couldn't get.
Yeah. You could only get at a show.
Right. And then they started putting that stuff in little music stores every now and then. Like in the late 80s and the 90s, you go over to the posters.
Yeah.
The band, remember flipping through the band posters?
Dude, yes.
And then they had like a T-shirt of the band. Holy crap, where are you ever going to find that? Those were the only places that you could find stuff like that if you didn't go to the show or you lived in some crappy town that no one ever came to.
Yeah.
You have to go to those, what were some of those record stores?
Dude, what was the one in Lubbock?
Is it called Sam's or something? Or
Was there I'm trying to remember the Lubbock one, because the Lubbock record store was the one that got busted for CDRing a couple people's albums. I think he did it on like some Corey Morrow and some Jack records, and they
Nice.
were selling them out of there.
they're
They got
probably
busted
out
for
of
it.
them.
Probably.
And they needed to sell more, and they couldn't get them.
Yeah.
There was, when I grew up, there was Peaches Records and Tapes,
Where was that at?
Virginia.
Yeah.
You hang out
Peaches.
there. You hang out there all day, dude. Just flipping through things.
Remember when you would just hang out at a record store?
Yeah.
That was the best.
I got a gig in a metal band.
Because you were hanging out.
I was hanging out there.
I saw you flipping through the metal records.
Yeah, flipping through Maiden and stuff.
Here's a random idea I want to run by you.
So did we finish our thought thread?
I don't know, but my thought thread is
It was
going
about
to
merch,
this next thing.
having tangible things to
Oh,
buy.
yes.
You had to buy them in the record stores back then, but now when you go to places, the only way you're going to find a CD is actually from the band, from the show.
At a show, and at least then you can get it autographed.
It's not distributed anywhere.
Well, here's the deal with that. So I think because of that, I think the record, the album, the entirety, 40 minutes of music is making a comeback.
So the EP had a brief life, and now the EP is gone now?
I think the EP is gone now.
But for the last couple of years, all about the EP.
It was because everybody's thrown it just online. And now even like...
Well, people say, why spend money on 10 songs if I'm not going to play all those 10 songs? No one's ever going to hear the other songs, so they're just throwaway songs. So why put 10 songs out when I can put 5 songs that I will play in my set, and everyone will know those 5 songs from me playing them, and then 6 to 8 months later, I'll put out another 5, and everyone will listen to those songs. So I feel like I'm getting maximum exposure from all my songs that I put out from now on, instead of just putting out a whole bunch and only people hearing like 4 or 5 of them.
But as a fan, as a music fan, I don't want to spend $10 on a CD of 5 songs when I could buy the thing online for $5
Or stream it for free.
But if I'm a fan, I want to buy that, but I'm going to look and be like, man, why am I? Because if you sell it for $5, you're going to lose money. If you sell it for $10, you're screwing somebody over for, only having 5 songs on there.
Well, what if you can only get the 10 songs if you buy it, but we're going to do an EP of 5 that'll be streamed, whatever. But if you want these other 5, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to get people to buy a whole record that you know. Okay, are you a Deep Cuts fan?
Yeah,
my
favorite bands.
My favorite band never plays this song. They never played it live, and I love the song, but for some reason it was never a single, and I like this song, and they never play it live.
Yeah.
You want the full 10 songs.
You want the 10 songs. You want to hear that.
You want the lyrics?
Yeah.
Because I know they got the Genius Now app is combined into Spotify, where you can get the lyrics and the other notes and stuff like that, which is cool. But that used to be on the albums.
That used to be as a part. That was part of the experience.
Yeah, and it was on the CD too. You open it up, and all that stuff was there.
Yeah. I feel like fans want to have full albums again. I tell you what's annoying is going to New Music Friday on Spotify and seeing bands. Oh, this band's got a new. Oh, it's a single. Oh, it's a single. It's a single.
It's
and
the Financial Times. They release 1 song or 2 songs, and that's it.
And it's like it makes me not want to listen anymore because I want to hear a piece, but that's just me. That's just me as a fan. It's just like, well, I don't want to have.
You don't like the teaser single that comes out 6 months before the record. By the time the record comes out, you're like, I'm over this person already.
I don't want to hear this single anymore because I overheard it.
No, I don't want to hear that. Now they got a whole bunch of other ones that took too long to come out.
Yeah.
They waited too long.
It's just like, put out the damn album. And, from even the vinyl, that everybody knows vinyl's making a big comeback right now.
But they buy them, but they either don't have a record player or they never listen to them.
There's a lot of people that don't. Yeah, they don't listen to vinyl.
Those are the emerging news about that results, that most people that buy vinyl, A, have never listened to the vinyl, B, don't even have a record player. They just buy it. They just like it.
Yeah.
They have it in their house.
It's a part of the experience of the band. And hey, if they're going to buy the stuff, do it.
Do you have a vinyl record player?
Yeah.
You force yourself to listen to vinyl? Or do you feel like you force yourself, or you feel like, you know what, I'm going to put a record on? You enjoy the art of, I know in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm going to have to flip this damn thing over, or I'm going to screw my needle up.
Yeah. I'm all about it because I like to put it on while I'm cooking, while I'm that way.
It's a timer.
It's a good timer.
You can't skip.
That's it. I don't just throw on the songs, and I don't listen to 3/4 of a song and then, okay, next tune.
It forces you to listen to the filler tunes on there.
Which you find out you may like.
And you have no choice.
And I do the Jack White Third Man Records vault thing. So every 3 months I get vinyl, and none of that is ever online. So it's like the only way to listen to it is actually to listen to the record.
But you have to be an artist of a certain type
Oh yeah.
for that to happen.
Yeah.
I think most people, okay, remember Blockbuster Music?
Yeah.
You could open the damn CD up. You could listen to it at the CD bar or whatever it was called, and if you liked it, then you could buy it. But if you didn't, it didn't matter. But you could listen to it. But you had to open the damn thing up.
Yep.
Now you can just Spotify.
Yeah. Well, I'm guilty of that. I'll Spotify something. If I like it, I'll go buy it.
You will?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people
I
that
don't
hear
think a lot of
something
people
on
do.
Spotify will actually go and buy the record if they really like it.
I think if they really like it, what they do is it'll be at shows. I think that's where people will buy it. If they really like the band and they really like something, they'll go, oh, okay, I'll buy that from you.
I've seen people at shows where they have the CD, the new CD there, and all the merch. And you go, hey, this is the new CD. Oh, I just want this shirt.
Yeah.
This is the new CD. This is the new music of the band you came to see. No, I just want the shirt. I don't want the CD.
Yeah.
They don't actually want the physical copy of the music.
Yeah.
They just listen to it for free.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a CD player in my car. Oh, I don't listen to CDs. Oh, I just listen to everything online. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, whatever people listen to the stuff through. That's all they listen to. They don't want to actually have it or carry it. It's a nuisance to have all this stuff. They want to be on the go always. Just have it on my phone. I got it whenever I want it. That's what I'm saying. That's where streaming is. It's killed the CD.
Yeah.
But the vinyl has come back. It's like two extremes.
Yeah.
Like vinyl is like a Zen Buddhist guy. He's got to open the thing up. He's got to set it delicately
Clean it.
on there, get the needle, raise the thing, take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on there, and knowing that he can't go far.
Yep.
He's tethered to this thing. This is a commitment,
Yeah.
playing an album.
Yeah.
He's got to go back, lift the thing up, flip it over, set it back down, and then when he's done, he's got to put it back in the case, back in the thing, and set it back into the, wherever he has it.
Yep.
Which is the Spotify dude. Skip. Don't like that one.
Yeah,
Skip that one.
skip.
Nope. Repeat this one.
Yeah.
Done. It's two extremes.
Yeah. I get that way too.
With Spotify?
Yeah, with Spotify, I'll just be like, I notice I have a tendency to not give albums a chance. One listen through and be like, man, that song sucks. Oh, that sucks. That's terrible.
Vinyl, no chance. You
Yeah.
got to.
You have to. If you want to get to that song.
Well, see, now I'm back to where should you put a full record out?
Yeah.
If you're streaming a new record online,
Yeah.
how long does it take for you to not? Everyone's a record A&R guy.
Yeah.
Everyone listening to this, they're an A&R guy.
Yeah.
You know immediately whether you like this song or not. For the most part. Now some
Exactly.
songs are sleepers.
Yeah.
Take a little bit longer to get into. They need 3 or 4 listens to understand what's going
really-
on. But for the most part, you're like, nope.
Yep.
They took too long to get to the chorus. I'm out.
So how do you get those sleepers through? In a world of...
Well, you
of-
can't put it first.
Yeah.
First track, you're not going to listen to the rest of the band.
Yeah.
If you like the first song, why would you put the song you didn't think was good as the rest? Why would you put that in the first 5 songs
Yeah.
on the list? Which goes to my point again, the back half of the record. I'm old now, but I'm trying to think how I was when I was younger and how the people I see now, like what the thought process is versus, if it costs a lot of, you can make records cheap now, but it's still a lot of money.
Yeah. To make a record.
And there's no guarantee that you're ever going to sell them all or you're ever going to have a fan base or it's ever going to last. It's like David Lee Roth about the music business. Here today, gone later today.
Yeah.
So you're investing all of this, and you won't even be able to play them all live. That's my other point. Like you're not going to play all 10 songs. I mean, only
Now,
Maiden.
here's a
only
question.
Maiden can do stuff like that. Iron Maiden, where they can go. Here's my new record. Fuck everyone. we're playing the whole record on this tour. We're coming back around and in 2 years, and then we're going to do all the other stuff. But every time we get a new record, we're going to play the whole record.
Well, here's the deal.
That doesn't happen.
You have to put yourself out as a band. I mean, shit. St Analogue, we have to play our entire catalog.
Because you don't want to play covers and you don't have that much material.
Yeah, we've got 18 songs.
Yeah, that's an hour and a half.
And yeah, exactly. And we throw in one, maybe two covers, depending on, we try not to play over 90 minutes. So, but we can play in fact, basically a set of ours is usually 12 songs with one cover, depending on how we feel. But
he throws the audible, we're losing them.
And it's
one
of
play
those,
whipping post.
Or, shit. Ours was, one of our times was literally amp blew. We're switching amps, so we're going to start off a cover song, and we're going to do it all light, so that way when Dave's amp is back up and running, the backup amp is going, he can come in and play.
Well, yeah, I get when you're starting out, you can either do, all right, we're going to do 5 songs, or we're going to do a whole record. But you have to get to the point, if you want a headline, you have to have 2 records.
Well,
you got to have 20 songs, and 15 of them you're going to be playing, I think, when you're a new band. So you have to get to a certain amount of decent songs. You have to get like 15 really good songs that you can play every night. Yeah. And then you keep switching them out as the new records come. But if you're starting out and you got an EP and you're trying to do a whole show,
well, that's it.
I mean, that
shows you where the EP stands. Because somebody's going to hire you based on, hey, I heard these 5 songs are great. Play a 90-minute set, and
So when should you do an EP? After you've done 2 full records?
I don't honestly.
Or should you do an EP first to test the waters as a new band?
I see. From what I've experienced. We need
to get an artist in here.
Yeah.
We need to find a dude or a girl, dudette that's been around for a while, and we need to pick their brain on what was their reason and what was their thinking, what they did wrong and what they did right, and what they would do again, and get in it. We're morphing into something else here, but this is the streaming versus vinyl debate is what we're ending up.
I tell you what, I think most of it right there is going to be based on what type of artist are you. If you're a guy, okay, so let's go back to our scene. If you're a guy that's wanting to get on the Texas music chart, then you probably just make some singles.
Low flyer right there. That's low fly. That's low company right there. If that's your goal.
But if you're, I look at the bands that I've been working with lately, and all of them, just finishing up the Mike and the Moon Pies record, just started a No Dry County record, about to finish up the Boland record. Even the Drake Hayes, we cut a Drake Hayes single because that's going to lead off the record, and they want to put this Drake Hayes single out. But he's like, I'm not going to do an EP. I'm going to do a full record because that'll give me something to tour with for a little while and stuff. He did an EP about a year and a half ago, and he's like, and at first he was going to do just another EP, and he's like, screw that. I'm going to put out a full album.
Yeah. How are you going to play in Europe if you only have an EP?
Well, and then here's the other side of things, by the way. Awards. Grammys. There ain't no Grammys for EPs. You can get Grammys for singles and you can get Grammys for albums. There's no Grammys for EPs. There's none of that. So if you're chasing any of that, you're not going to get anything out of an EP.
Remember the Queen of the Reich EP from Queensryche?
No.
Oh my God, so good.
Was it good?
Yeah. The lady wore black.
Was it? But I look at a band like, we saw when Like Clockwork came out for Queens of the Stone Age. We saw them in San Antonio, and they played Like Clockwork and then added some songs at the end and kind of some stuff in the middle. But they played that. They didn't play Songs for the Deaf, which is their biggest selling record.
Well, there's that saying that if you don't promote the new stuff, you'll end up becoming a parody of yourself.
Yeah.
You might as well just go to Branson and play a medley of all your old shit because that's what you're telling the fans. Like, why? I just put out a new record, but I'm not going to play any of it.
Yeah.
Then why even you're done?
Yeah.
At that point, right? That may be an extreme thing, just doing the whole record, but you need to promote the record that's out there.
Well, yeah.
But if you're a new artist, I think you should aim as high as you can and know the level of talent that you have and play to your. I think you have to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
If you're not the guitar shredder, don't shred. You know, if you can only play what you can play, only play what you can play the best that you can.
Yes.
And you have to engage the crowd. You literally have to cater to the crowd. The show is for the audience, whatever audience that is, I think. And I think that's a tough lesson for a lot of people because, yeah, you get mix matched into a venue that you shouldn't be in.
Yes.
And you don't really have the material for that type of crowd. I feel like I've said this 1,000 times. But that's not, look, there's a lot of people to blame for that, but you're there.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get them engaged into this? They're a clay. You got to think of an audience as wet clay, dude. You have to mold them.
To mold them into, I mean,
that's called entertaining.
Yeah.
You have to
that's
entertain.
Working on your show.
You have to work on your show.
Yep.
It's it's a visual experience, like we've said before.
Yeah.
People are listening with their eyes.
Yes. When they come to the venue, that's what they're doing.
They're listening with their eyeballs. A lot of times, at least the first couple of tunes, they are.
Yeah. There's definitely been plenty of times where I was like, I see people like, man, that show was badass. And I'm like, I was at the show. That show was not good at all. But they looked cool. But the band was terrible, but it happens because they are watching the shit,
Yeah, she's so great. Dude, you're staring at her boobs the whole time.
Yeah.
You didn't even listen to her sing.
I have no idea what she was singing.
No, she was all Rascal Flatts singing.
One question I have for you.
Just one?
Just one. If you were a venue owner, if you were a bar owner, and you had 5 shows going on this week, wouldn't you think, and you have, say you've got 20,000 followers on Facebook.
At my club?
Yeah, at your club. You've got a legit club.
You think it could be less than that?
Yeah, well, shoot, no. But wouldn't you think if I had these 5 nights of music and I could go online and put together a playlist of the bands that are coming this week, I'd put that together and maybe try to promote because, I experienced the whole, wow, we never knew what you sounded like. Like, when you walk into a club and it's like, dude, if I was a venue owner, if I owned a bar that was booking music, I think I would try to put something up to get people to hear what bands are coming so they would possibly come to the show.
Yeah, this is season 1, episode 2.
Yeah.
Right here. This is still happening, by the way.
Nobody puts a playlist together for their show.
Almost a year later, and I'm still seeing stuff on our Twitter at Bad Truth Podcast Twitter.
Yeah.
People are still saying, they're playing bro country for a band that's the farthest away from bro country could be, and yet that's what they're playing 2 hours before the band gets on stage.
Yeah. It's like it's still happening, and nobody's going in and being like, hey, don't play that before or after. Like, hey, tour manager buddies that are with these bands,
I know,
go tell the venue that you don't want this music being played before or after.
I've bitched about this so much, and I'm just resolved to look, if you need money, just play the double douche and just get through it. You know why you're there. Practice some new shit. As a bass player, I used to say every time I did a private show, that's when I would experiment with the bass lines. I would just go for it and see what worked and what didn't work, because it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
You're not building a fan base there.
Nope.
It's a paycheck. If you're an artist and you got a band, you have to sacrifice and play these shows to keep the band happy.
Yeah.
If you say, no, I'm only want to play the cool shows and only want to play the cool real venues, then you're never going to play anywhere. Your band's going to get all butt hurt. They're going to get broke, and they're going to start looking for bands that play more.
Yeah. Yep.
And so so now I'm like I said, I'm beat down, and it's like, look, there's a lot of those venues around here in Texas and elsewhere, and you just have to tell yourself, prepare yourself mentally, have negative visualizations.
Yes.
Negative visualizations of the worst possible thing that could go wrong. Like just pretend you're playing Hanks and McKinney every night.
Yeah.
Just put that in your head. Visualize that with the worst sound guy ever, and just have that in your head that this is where we're playing, and go, it could be worse.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. And know that this is just a payday, to keep the band happy, get some reps in, don't lose my band, and let's practice some new shit. Let's try some new things out, and let's just get out of here and get the money and go. And then wait till you're in a better place, and then, you'll be able to appreciate it a little bit more. Like, find something useful out of playing here.
Yes.
When you're playing, like, pretend like you're playing in a town, commerce, where there is no commerce.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, when the best place to eat is the local university, community college food
cafeteria.
court. Yeah, that's the best place to eat in the whole town. Just pretend you're there.
Yep.
And if you are there, oh man, it's going to take a lot of fortitude.
There's a lot of pretending.
You're going to have to think of something. Maybe you're outside in Hank's parking lot. That could be worse.
Yeah.
So if you're actually inside that club, just think, man, you know what? We could be out in the sun with no cover over the stage.
Yeah.
Playing there.
It reminds
Just think
me
of something even worse.
4th of July in Llano that I had to do that with. That sucked.
Dude, I saw a spider web in there once that even Spider-Man would have been impressed with.
Yeah.
I saw that recently.
The Homecoming?
Oh, it's good.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's funny. It was intense. I laughed out loud, literally.
Nice. I saw Wonder Woman.
It's great.
It's fantastic. It's amazing.
I love the Wonder Woman.
I love the Wonder Woman.
She was great.
They did it fantastically.
I know. I was trying to tell Josh Blockman, I don't want to see it. No, that was great, dude.
Yeah.
I saw the Planet of the Apes thing, too.
Ooh, how was it?
It was good. It's long.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
Not
cool
for
with
kids.
that.
Not for kids.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No.
Luckily, I have no kids.
Well, you're still raising yourself.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And a dog. Dog can't go to the theater. So,
No.
well,
Incidentally, there were no dogs in that movie.
really?
Yeah.
So when the apes take over, there's no more dogs?
I don't remember seeing one dog in any of the old ones.
Man, I can't think of, like, nobody had a dog. That's for sure. No apes had a dog.
No.
Wow. I wonder what they're trying to say.
Where were we?
Nah, I don't know.
Where are we at in this podcast?
Streaming. Oh, dude, we're past an hour.
Let's in this. Let's go. The last one was like way too long.
Yeah. Yeah, we went on forever.
We're done with this one.
Yeah. Hey, stream me or don't. I don't know. St Analogue. Stream it.
Yeah.
Stream the hell out of it. Honestly, I'm cool with it. We're about to put some new stuff up, so
All right. We have any video stuff we can
stream.
see? YouTube channel?
I got a YouTube. There's a bunch
Why
of
are you
stuff.
directing them to your website? You don't have a website, do you?
No, we do. And I would love for people to go to it.
Is it
but no one ever
SA.com?
does. It's St Analogue. But at least we have both spellings of analog just in case.
Do you have a logo that has like a
I haven't.
Virgin Mary or something, but she's like the analog, like the actual Saint Analogue?
No. Now I kind of wish we would. Did that door just open?
Someone's at the door.
Someone at the door? Hello?
It's the ghost of Saint Analogue.
That is the saint. The St Analogue.
Is that a hand on the door?
I can't tell. I don't think so.
Who's at the door?
Dude, I think the wind just blew it open.
Oh my God.
See
what happens when you watch horror movies all the time?
Dude, I know. Love them.
What?
Bad Truth Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Why can't we get on Spotify?
We're on YouTube, no?
We're on YouTube, yeah.
But you're not on there. Saints Analog isn't.
No, yeah, we are.
You are?
We've got a Saints Analog YouTube page, and we've got 2 Texas music scene shows. Those ones have a lot of views. But we got a bunch of live stuff up. There's one thing that we can do is play live.
Maybe we'll play a clip of one of your songs.
Dude.
One of your filler songs.
One of our filler songs.
Yeah, one of the songs, like track 6 through 10.
Yeah.
Maybe like 8, track
Up there.
8 maybe.
Track 8. We'll do track 8.
Find a track. Do you have a track 8?
We have that's coming out, yeah. We have
All
a track
right.
8. I'll throw it on there.
You should write a song called Track 8.
Track
and like
8.
not have it be 8.
Yeah. Definitely not be track 8. Track 1 should be track 8.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
then totally
That's what
confuse
I would
everybody.
do. I'd have the most sarcastic album.
Yeah.
All right.
That
So
was
Bad
funny.
Truth Podcast,
Yep.
Instagram, Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter.
Facebook, yeah. I always forget about Facebook.
Yeah.
What else?
Now
YouTube.
As we have MySpace, no, we don't have MySpace.
No, and sometimes on rest in peace, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah, sometimes, yeah, because I keep getting the emails of like upgrade to the SoundCloud Pro, but if it's going out of business, I don't want to pay them.
You know what I said when you put Pro in the name?
Yeah.
It's getting dark here in Wimberley.
It's getting super dark.
So I guess people aren't liking our little season 1 outtakes.
I love them. I think the college promoter was dead on.
Dude, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah, no. Now there's going to be
on from that
whole episode of.
I think we only have a few. So anyone who doesn't like them, I think we only have like a few left.
Yeah.
From season 1, we have 0 extra conversations from this season.
Yeah.
Although we should have edited some of these down and made them.
But
yeah.
Oh well, you get it all.
Where are you playing next?
Next, not till August.
This will be out. What date is this?
This is the. Thanks Apple for not telling me what the date is. What is this? The 17th. So this will be out on the 19th.
This will be out on the 19th. So you playing anywhere?
I've got nothing. I got a bunch of studio stuff.
So we wasted a minute talking about how you had nothing.
Yeah.
No playing anywhere.
We're just Boland World, No Dry County World. What
happened to those damn thieves?
With 40 Thieves. I'm waiting for those guys. In fact, I just had a long talk with them about.
I'm going to France, dude.
Stuff, dude. You're going to France.
Yeah.
You ready? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm doing a sub gig. I've never been to France before. I've been all around it, but never in it.
Just make sure you have plenty to eat because where Italy has a bunch of food, France has not a bunch of food.
Comment ça va?
Yeah. So, and I don't know if they have Chipotle over there.
I doubt it.
Are you playing crepon?
They have to have chicken because it's on their damn flag, isn't it?
Is it?
There's like a chicken on the flag. No?
You're going to crepon, aren't you?
Not on the flag. It's on like their other thing.
It's the crest?
Yeah, on their crest.
Yeah.
On the international France football crest, there's a it's a turkey or a chicken.
They have a chicken there.
I'll be good. I'll be fine.
Get the when you're in crepon, get the Texas sandwich, which is some weird beef barbecue on top of French fries with mayonnaise.
Oh God! I forgot about the mayonnaise. I don't want that
in a pita.
No one knows how old mayonnaise is.
No, dude. Guess what? As soon as it's out of the jar, it's old.
All right. Well, I'm doing that at the end of July.
Oh, dude. So it's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
We might have to record a couple episodes. Or we might have to do a Skype via... Ooh. What if we do a Skype?
Do we have that technology in in the Bad Truth world?
I bet we can by then.
All right. We're running out of hats, too.
Ooh. We might have to go on the third.
I don't think people know how to get... some people are like, how do we get hats and stuff? So, but yeah, just direct message us on Twitter or Instagram. Direct message us, hey, I want a hat. We use the Venmo app. Venmo. It's like PayPal.
Except you can see what everybody's doing.
Well, if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get out of here, dude. The wind's blowing. That it doesn't look good.
Yeah, that river is not rising.
It was pretty high on the way up here.
Dude, it was not high at all. It's the lowest it's been in like 2 years. It's bad.
Hey, don't forget about that book by Angela K. Durden, Navigating the New Music Business as a DIY and Indie.
Check out in fact, look at we'll have a link to it in the episode description, just so whoever wants it can look it up and get it on the Amazon.
Yeah, and try to not ask for a lid at Starbucks. See what happens.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Later.